The comment of the week goes to Arthur Kirkland's favorite. Thank you so much for your comment. I really like reading all his comments, and if you'd like to be the comment of the week, all you have to do is leave a comment. That could have been you. Today I'm going to be sharing the last 5 prompts from Peachtober, which is crazy. I can't believe I've made it, praise be to Allah. I'm super proud of myself for making it all the way through. But anyways, the first prompt was grass, day 27. That took me over an hour to complete. I don't have the exact time because I didn't film the sketching process. Oops. That ended up being a common theme this week, mostly because, kind of similar to last week, I just didn't want the pressure of a camera being there while I was sketching. This stayed pretty faithful to the thumbnail that I planned out. However, I did attempt to kind of change it up a little bit and draw it from a different angle, but I eventually went back to my original idea and I was like, you know what, why am I taking time out of my day to come up with different brand new ideas for these prompts when I've kind of already did that a month ago. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to my original idea, and I'm glad I did because I really do like how this one turned out, and it is one of my favorites from this week. I really like the colors that I use. This challenge has really made me take note of the different colors that I use, and I kind of knew this about me, but also not really. I don't use like bright greens super often, and I don't use bright blues super often, though I do really like bright blues, but I found myself not really reaching for those colors during this challenge, which was interesting. I noticed that I gravitate towards muted greens in particular a lot, which was really surprising to me because not really my favorite color, but I did notice that I use it a lot. Whenever I think about my work, I think about really saturated colors and really bright colors, so the fact that I reached for muted greens more often than other colors, it was just really surprising. I had to change environment, so I hope the sound isn't too different, but anyways, this is how day 27 turned out. I'm so glad that I ended up sticking with my original idea because it's super cute. The only new addition is the Loth cat. I really like it, and I had a lot of fun drawing this. Next up we have day 28, Pony. This took me an hour to complete, and I really like how this one turned out. Drawings like this really made me realize that I kind of underestimate myself at times. Like, I will avoid drawing certain things because I have this idea in my head that I can't do that, or I won't be good at it if I try. But I realized that that's not the case all the time. Some things I do struggle with a lot, like animals. I really struggle with drawing animals. But the thing that really surprised me the most, I think, this challenge was more, I guess, geometric shapes. Like, there was a whole thing where I drew a greenhouse. That's something I typically would not do in my own personal work. I have done stuff like that for clients, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, when it comes to my personal work, I kind of tell myself I can't do that. I don't know why that's the case, but it is. But I found that I was actually not that bad at drawing those sorts of things. I do need to get better at perspective, but I mean, for some of the things, I just have to break out a ruler, and it's not that bad. This challenge has really put me in the mood to just try new things and learn new things, like to actually sit down and draw with the purpose of improving, which is kind of funny to say. I could definitely stand to do more studies and watch more tutorials and stuff, especially for the things that I really struggle with. But this is how the drawing turned out. Like I said, I do really like it. It has a couple of perspective issues there, but I'm proud of myself. I'm glad that I drew it. Next up, we have day 29, break. This took me a little over an hour to complete, and for this prompt, I decided to draw my OC Kmir and some of his, at this point, they're not buddies, from his little Jedi compound / camp that he lives at. Also, really quick, I would like to apologize for my head constantly popping into frame. That has been a common issue this month. I have switched up my filming setup so they can be a little more interesting. Normally I do just a top view of the drawing, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be fancy and I'm gonna do a kind of side view. Let's see how that goes. I do like it, but I just have to remember to not put my head in the way. Anyways, this is another favorite drawing from this week. There's only couple things that I wish I had done better, and it's mainly up to color choice. Which brings me to my next point, which is I overestimate my abilities at times. And it's mainly with color choices. Like, I will have a idea of what I'll want to use color-wise in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, that'll look amazing. But then when I go and actually do it, I'm like, wow, that kind of doesn't work as well as I thought it did or would. And that has been a bit of an issue, this challenge, since I'm working traditionally. If I mess up egregiously, I have to start over. You know, it's different from digital drawings, in which if I'm like, oh wow, that color scheme is not it, I can just quickly change it up. However, with traditional materials, especially like with markers, it's not as forgiving. So that was something that I definitely struggled with this month. An example of that here is the background colors that I chose maybe aren't the best. I wanted Kmart to kind of be in shadow, and yeah, I could have chosen better colors, but this is how it turned out. I do like it aside from the color things. It's a super cute drawing, and Kmart's all alone because he has no friends there. They're supposed to be like taking a break from like training drills or whatever. Next up is day 30, Pearl. This took me 48 minutes to complete, and I thought I was really gonna like this one, but I made a couple of small mistakes towards the end, mainly once again with my color choices. I did not have the correct Prismacolor colors to add the details that I was adding, so it kind of made her look a little ashy, just a little bit. But I do like this drawing other than her need for lotion. But that sort of brings me to my next point, and that is color thumbnailing. I've been doing that a whole bunch this challenge, not with every drawing, and the drawings that I didn't do it with are the ones where I'm like, could have done a little bit better with the colors that I chose. And this was an example of that, I think, at least with the Prismacolors. I did not plan them out as well as I should have. But color thumbnailing, especially for these like traditional pieces where like once you put that color down, that's that. You gotta commit or start over. I mean, it's super helpful, and it's something that I've known about for a while, but to be completely honest, I was just maybe a little bit too lazy to do it with my personal work, because I'm just like, oh, I just want to just kind of mindlessly draw in color. I don't want to think about all this technical stuff. Like, I don't feel like, but it is definitely worth it. So if you're like me and your colors maybe don't look as great on paper as they did in your head, definitely start thumbnailing. It's super helpful. But this is how it turned out. It's like her senior yearbook photo with a little silly little quote or whatever. And finally, day 31, Spider. This took me 44 minutes to complete, and oh my goodness, I can't believe I made it all the way through and didn't miss a day. I'm super surprised. Normally I miss like at least a couple days, and then I kind of just catch up or just kind of pick up where I am supposed to be, but I didn't miss any days. Super surprising. If you want to know how I did that, go watch the second video in this whole Peachtober 2024 series. But anyways, I did not realize how fun alcohol markers can be, which is kind of surprising because I really love working with alcohol markers. I have made many videos about how much I just love Copic markers, which I still use Copic markers with this challenge, but I was mainly using the Hoo markers. But regardless of what brand of markers I was using, I was having a lot of fun, and I think I was just really putting myself in a box when it comes to alcohol markers, because in the past I've kind of seen them as a quick little art supply to use for quick little drawings, and that's not the case. Like, you can really put some time, effort, detail, and whatnot into an alcohol-based into a marker drawing. And I am, like I said, kind of surprised that I didn't know that already. I'm such a silly little goose. Anyways, for day 31, I drew my spider Sona Star Spider with a little design update. Super cute. Love the colors. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on doing a what I'm doing to recover from Peachtober, and also a Peachtober art tour, and turn on post notifications so you know when those go live. I'm also going to be doing a Q&A video, so drop your questions in the comments, or you can go to the community tab and put your questions in the related post there. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Shout out to my patrons, Merriment Illustrations, Sister Donna 55, and Kelsey. Thanks so much for being my patrons. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. Wow, oh my goodness. Here are a couple of videos that I think you would like, and here are all of my social media handles. There are links to them in the description as well. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.